It is game on right here on ZBC TV, and of course we are talking of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now we are in the last eight, better known as the quarterfinals, and tonight we are going to be witnessing a spectacle as two of the greatest finishers that we are talking about at this point in the 2025-2026 calendar year. That is Hurricane or Harry Kane and the Terminator, that is Erling Haaland, are going to be going toe-to-toe, and it will be exciting to see who of these two will be able to come out on top. And the two teams have played against each other 12 times. 8 of those friendlies and 4 times in the World Cup qualifiers, and it is Norway we have come out on top in the World Cup qualifiers with a 2-1 record, as well as a draw in that process. That was in 1998. That is one of the matches, as well as a match that goes as far back. But tonight they have a chance to face each other in a very competitive match, and this is the knockout rounds of the FIFA World Cup. And the big question is, will any team manage to make history from this? And mind you, Norway have never gone past the round of 16 in their history, and their best place finish was in the round of 16. That was back in 1998. Since then, they haven't made it to the World Cup. Now they find themselves at the World Cup 28 years later. And of course, I am the antelope, Raynald Ngwarati, and I'm not walking alone. I am walking with a man that I know all the way from grassroots football, nurturing the next gen stars of Zimbabwean footballers, and that is Bhekimpilo Nyoni, one man that is really experienced when it comes to this caliber of competition that we are talking about. And Becky, wow, what a match that we have on our cards.
Good evening. Yes, definitely it's really a game which everyone is looking forward to, taking into account for England. The game which they played against Mexico was really a tough one, and to make matters worse, after in 53 minutes they were one man down, and Mexico were putting a lot of pressure to try to make sure maybe they could get the equalizer and try to make sure they progress. But they defended very well. They did everything which was supposed to be done and managed to win that game. And also on the part of Norway, no one really took them seriously as serious contenders until they met a Brazil team, and they totally outplayed them, and they won the game easily. And after the Brazil game, everyone just started saying Haaland has come to the party, is ready to make sure that he takes Norway to the next stage.
And the man that we are talking about, Erling Haaland, has scored 55 goals. And we have that man in picture. That is a Hurricane, and of course a Hurricane. That's Norway who we have to deal with, of course. And the man Haaland in goal has to be on top of his game. But that man Haaland in picture, 48 caps for Norway and 55 goals. How will he be instrumental in trying to really cause an upset? And let us look at these two forwards, Harry Kane as well as Erling Haaland, who may come out on top in this battle of these two men.
I think at this stage, this competition, Harry Kane has shown that he has got the experience. He is the old school number 9. And he's so dangerous, especially when he's going up front. When things are really down, that's when you realize how strong he is, how good he is. From Norway, he can just get a goal. So he is one man who England are looking forward to, and so far in this competition, he has really shown that he has been carrying the team. And when we compare with Haaland as well, Haaland is doing the same for Norway, but Haaland is known for crosses. He's very good with crosses. If crosses come, if England allows crosses to come, they will be really in trouble. And he is a predator, a finisher, a striker who is a top finisher. Half chance he will score. I think you saw the goal which he scored against Cote d'Ivoire. It was as if he wanted to control, then it went in. That's how dangerous he is. Just a half chance, he will destroy you. So the defense for England has to be on their toes and make sure that they mark him as tight as they can.
Well, I love the statement that you said Haaland can score from Norway, and of course he is coming all the way from Norway, and you will really be looking forward to make sure that he does cause an upset. But of course, let us talk about the records. They have played each other, that is 12 times, and 8 of those were friendlies. England enjoying the bulk of that, having 6 victories in the friendlies. But when it comes to competitive matches, we are talking of 4 matches that they have played, the World Cup qualifiers, and it is Norway who actually enjoy a good run of form of that with 2-1 in terms of victories. Do you see Norway going to register their best place finish at the FIFA World Cup, given the circumstances that we have, the head-to-head record in competitive matches?
Yes, head-to-head is like, if we look at competitive matches, it favors Norway. But I think when we look at what is on the ground at the moment, it seems as if England are coming in this game as favorites if we compare the two teams.
All right, and looking at the formation of these two teams that we have today, we have got Norway playing 4-1-2-3, then England 4-2-3-1. Of course, there is going to be a midfield battle, and of course, the man Ødegaard, we have seen him for us now all these years dominating that middle of the park. We also have Declan Rice on the part of England and dropping too deep. Do you think that this midfield battle might actually favor England? We have got more names. You talk of the likes of even Jude, Bellingham offering something in the attack, but also dropping deep at times. Do you feel that this midfield battle is going to be won by either of the two teams?
Yes, definitely. It's going to be a battle between Declan and Ødegaard. But Ødegaard is known especially for opening the defenses. He's the one who creates opportunities for Haaland. He will be trying to open up the defense as much as he can. And while Declan...
As we look at Ødegaard there.
Yes, there's Ødegaard, yes. Then for Declan, he will try to be making sure that he closes, he will be just in front of the defense to try to make sure that he protects the defense.
All right, the conversation will continue. We are about to go on a tiny break, but of course we will be joined by the men Takesure Chiragwi in studio to make sure that we do unpack this match, the humdinger battle between two European giants. The big question is, who will make it to the semifinals? Norway versus England. We will be back. Tambo Nomwira Mvura.
Plus que 8 nations pour la conquête du sacre mondial.
Oh le génie!
Le roi lion reste en course pour l'Afrique. 4 matchs, 4 positions. Comme toute la compétition, les quarts de finale de la Coupe du Monde de la FIFA 2026 sont sur BHEMPILO World Sport.
Bien sûr!
Et avec les plus grands spécialistes.
Ils ont été vraiment moyens, ils n'ont joué que 20 minutes.
C'est la coupe de la qualification.
Nous sommes New World TV, nous sommes la Coupe du Monde.
Votre marque pourrait être ici, oui, là sur cet écran, sur cette chaîne, et aussi sur toutes les autres chaînes de New World TV. Sport, info, musique, séries. New World vous propose toutes les thématiques pour porter votre communication vers toute l'Afrique et à des prix très accessibles. Alors, n'attendez plus, contactez-nous à l'adresse pub@newworldtv.com.
Le monde entier est réuni devant la Coupe du Monde de la FIFA. Et l'Afrique tout entière est réunie devant les chaînes New World Sport pour ne rater aucun match en 6 langues.
Et bien sûr, en temps maladif.
New World TV, c'est le meilleur du sport, de l'info, des séries, de la musique, à un prix enfin accessible à tous. Et partout grâce à tous ses partenaires. Et par satellite avec New World TV au Togo et au Mali. N'attendez plus, abonnez-vous à New World. Now you are watching.
Coupe du Monde sans mot de tête.
Better lines are drawn. Norway up against England, the Vikings versus the Three Lions. And the big question is, who will be able to hunt another? Will it be the Lions that will hunt the Vikings, or the Vikings coming out on top and taming the Lions? That is the big question. Norway, you have never made it past the round of 16 in their football playing history at the World Cup, but England won it in 1966. And of course, the big question is this the magic year? 6. Of course, they are going to be playing 60 years later. They hope to be winning it. And as the famous statement goes, is it coming home? That is the big question. And of course, we are now joined by the man that comes all the way from the United Front, wearing the green and white. And today, he just witnessed his club facing off with his former paymasters and Gezi Platinum Stars. And this is the Caps United head coach, Takesure Chiragwi, who is here in studio to make sure that he does join me, as well as Bhekimpilo, Nyoni, and coach. Welcome. What a match that you had today, and all of a sudden, what a match that you're going to analyze today.
Thank you so much.
Well, let the conversation continue. And of course, we have been talking about how much this match means for Norway, who are looking to make it past the round of 16 for the first time in their history, 28 years later. After their previous appearance at the World Cup, that's in 1998. And of course, the better lines are drawn. They are playing against a team that is so determined, a team that possesses strong arsenal. We are talking of the likes of Kane, the main man. They have Nyoni who is there in the starting 11. Anthony Gordon, the new Barcelona man, or ways there and hoping to make a difference. And I'm bringing you coach Takesure Chiragwi right here to talk about the English attack. We have got Anthony Gordon on the left, Nyoni on the right. Then to complete our bullet, we have got Kane in front. How is this going to be able to trouble the defense of Norway, coach?
Yeah, I think this game is going to be very tricky. If you look at the history, England always have a better chance in terms of the players individually. But if you look at Norway, I think they've never reached this level. and also the team effort that they have, unlike England in terms of individuals, mostly in attack, like I've said. But I think what is going to make the difference is the hunger in terms of using the chances that they will create. But for me, I think Norway is on upper hand on this game. If you don't look much on the history, but look on the current performance, they are getting motivated in every stage that they are getting in because of the effort that they are putting in, playing as a team. They defend well as a team, especially when they are defense. I think they've got a very good organization that's also going to give them some difficulties for them to penetrate. Then they rely on counter-attack, and also their lone striker, Haaland, is also very, very dangerous in terms of crosses, and they know the strength of their striker. So I think it's going to be very difficult, unless if England, they are very, very solid, and also they don't allow them to bring those crosses, they might get the advantage. But in terms of quality, I think England is better in terms of individual quality.
All right, and let me come to you, Coach Bheki. We are looking at those two teams, and they are hoping that they will seal this ticket. But we talk of the famous onslaught that happened back in the day. That was in 1968 when Norway managed to conquer England. And of course, now this is coming in with a prize ticket to make history for them. They have their top scorer there. They have Ødegaard also supplying the balls there. They have the man Soloth, who has been causing havoc at Atletico Madrid. How do you fancy this attack versus the English backline?
I think the Norwegian strike force is very, very strong. And for England, they need to be really as alert as much as they can. And I think their main challenge might be the right side, where they have put a central defender who has gone to the right, where they have got Konsa, who is they come to the right to replace the one who was given a red card. That might be the side which the Norwegians might be using to try to attack as much as they can. But also, with that weakness, you can see that the coach have realized there's a weakness on the right. So the next thing was to try to say who can be mobile, the one who will be going up and back, and he has decided to bring in Majeuke as a way of trying to make sure that he strengthens the right side, which has got some bit of weaknesses. And I think the one player who is not being talked much about when we're talking about the attack of England is Bellingham, the one who plays behind the striker. The striker is one player who can come and help in defense and going up. Every time when they are attacking, he looks for pockets, and you find him in those very good pockets which can cause problems for the opponent.
All right, and gentlemen, we are about to get into this phase where I'm going to be splitting the house. And Coach Takesure Chiragwi, I'm going to make you sober, Ken, all the way from Norway. You are the coach for Norway in this panel. And of course, Coach Bheki, I'm going to be making you Thomas Tuchel. And you really have to make sure that you do come up with solid analysis for your teams. So I'm going to start with you, Norway. You have got this English attack, big names that we talk about, and the coach Thomas Tuchel, who is seated right beside you. You know, he is such a tactician, and he has proven it in England at the highest level. He has proven it even in Germany. How will you be hoping to tame his tactics to make sure that you do progress to the next round of the competition and make history?
Yeah, I think if you look at the system that they are using, 4-1-2-3, it's going to give Norway an advantage. And also, I think the most important part in this game is Norway doesn't have a lot of pressure than England. They have to prove with the quality of the players that they have. So I think it's also going to be difficult for them because Norway is going to play without any pressure, but it has to make sure that they are motivated to be on that level, like I've said before. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to give them advantage to say, win or lose, we don't have pressure. But England, they've got a lot of pressure to prove that they're a better team. And looking into their squad, like you've said, it's a very strong squad. Harry Kane, Gordon, Bellingham. I think they also needed to show up and be counted at this level for them to go through to the final. And it's not going to be easy, to be honest with you. So I think it's going to be a very exciting match.
All right, it's coming to you, Thomas Tuchel. We do have the man, Erling Haaland, who has scored 7 goals. But we also talk about the man, Ødegaard, who has 19 assists. That is in this calendar year. How will you be able to make sure that you do tame these? And mind you, we also have Nusa all the way from Bayer Leverkusen, who is on the bench, but will certainly come in and cause havoc. How do you aim to tame this?
Okay, definitely on Haaland is to try to make sure that he is isolated as much as possible by making sure that no crosses are really coming, and also not to be allowing him whenever he wants to be running into spaces whatsoever. The defenders have to close as much as they can. Then also on Ødegaard, he's one of the most dangerous. Anderson, I'm sure that's his duty to try to make sure that he will be on him and try to make sure he doesn't get those opportunities of trying to open up the defense.
All right, he really doesn't need to have those opportunities to try and open up the defense as we see the players there heading out of the tunnel. And let us move straight into the predictions. Thomas Tuchel, your prediction ahead of this match?
2-1 England.
2-1 England, that is the call from Bhekimpilo Nyoni, who is representing Thomas Tuchel, of course. You have assigned him to that role. Now coming to the man, Deco, all the way from Norway. What's the scoreline going to read like at the end of 90 minutes, or possibly 120?
Yeah, if you say 120, I agree with you. Probably it will be 1-0 if they play during 90 minutes. But if it's a draw, I think Norway win on the penalties.
1-0 in favor of who?
Norway.
Yeah. And your 2-1 is in favor of
England, yes.
Well, Harry Kane certainly will be looking to make sure that he does answer. And mind you, he has scored some crucial goals that have led his team to progression to the next rounds of the tournament. And he certainly needs to deliver this one. He is one man, the second all-time scorer in terms of a calendar year since 2000, having managed 73 goals so far. So this is one man that you really need to look out for.